Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week we're going to be talking about bed sheets, and we'd like to thank Brandon Stark for liking and sharing the podcast. We're waiting for book 12 to get back from the editor, and Cindy is already starting to work on book 13.
Exciting.
Some of the earliest cloth was made of linen by the ancient Egyptians. They would grow fields of flax plants, harvest them, soak them in water. Flax, F-L-A-X. And they would soak them in water till they were soft. They would separate the fibers of the plants so they could be woven into cloth. They also used linen from the flax plant to create long bandages 3 to 8 inches wide to wrap up a body for mummification. Bertha Berman invented the fitted bed sheet in 1959. She attached elastic to the corners to keep it in place over a mattress. Wow, 1959.
What did they do before that?
They would have to pull the sheet back onto the mattress.
That stinks.
One of the terms you're going to hear with sheets is the thread count. So I went to Bed Bath & Beyond this week to see...
Are they still open?
They just opened. In fact, I had to wait till they opened this week before we could do this episode so I could get a feel what the packaging looked like.
Stupid pandemic.
So not only is thread count on a lot of the packages, the store here in the Chicago area has a wall of sheets, and there were signs over each section on this one wall grouping the sheets by thread count. So they had 325, 350, 500, 525, 625, and 725. Plus they have a lot of other sections.
725?
725 threads. Yes, the thread count. So that's per square inch. So if you cut out a section of the bed sheet 1 square inch and you pulled apart all the threads, in this one there would be 725 of them. Plus,
why would you do that?
It's part of the analysis, the scientific analysis. And they had a lot of other areas with higher or lower thread count, and some of the areas were grouped by the material rather than by thread count. When I was waiting for Bed Bath & Beyond to open, I was looking at a bunch of retailers online, and it seemed like the most common thread count was in the 200 to 300 range. In general, most companies say a higher thread count is going to make a sheet more durable, it'll last longer, the material is going to feel more comfortable against your skin with the higher thread counts, and it's going to be softer. The problem with thread count is it can vary depending on the thickness of the thread, or they call it yarn, and if it's a multiply thread.
What does that mean?
So when companies started marketing their sheets with thread count, it was originally based on one-ply individual threads. Some manufacturers would either use very thin, low-quality fibers to get a higher thread count, or they started using double, triple, or 4-ply thread, and they would count each one of those threads as 3 or 4, rather than just 1 to boost the number, which didn't necessarily improve the quality or the feel of the sheets. And also the material and the thickness of a thread will feel different. A 200-count cotton sheet isn't going to feel the same as a 200-count linen sheet. And in one study I read, they said many sheets over a 400 count are made of multiply yarn, and they're counting the number of plies in that overall number to boost the thread count per square inch. And it's not necessarily better.
Okay.
There are a lot of opinions on the thread count and quality. Some of the articles I read said anything under a 200 thread count is going to feel rough, but I found a few highly rated sheets that were under 200. One was Red Land Cotton Sheets. So this one sheet that I looked at, it got 4.8 out of 5 stars from over 1,200 reviews.
Wow.
It's 100% cotton with a 140 thread count. But in general, a higher thread count is going to be better if you're comparing between the same type of material and the plies. But it's not the most important thing or the only thing to compare.
I hope not, otherwise what else are we going to talk about?
There's different types of material you can choose from. The most common type of material used for bed sheets is cotton. About 70% of all sheets sold are some type of cotton. The most common cotton is Upland, Egyptian, and Pima. Upland is less expensive. It's the most common type of cotton grown in the U.S. It has short fibers, which are called short staple. And
What does that mean?
A staple is the unit of measurement for the length of the cotton fibers. When short fibers are used to create the yarn or the threads for a sheet, more of the ends of the fiber are exposed, so it's not going to feel as soft or smooth as long staple fibers. Short staple fibers are usually 1 1/8 inch or shorter. Egyptian and Pima, it's Pima, are long staple cotton, so they're longer than 1 1/8 inch. The longer fibers are going to have fewer exposed ends, so they're softer, smoother, and more durable. Egyptian cotton is any cotton grown in Egypt. So Egyptian cotton has extra long fibers, making it soft and very durable. It's breathable. If you see Giza cotton or Giza 45, so the numbers 4 and 5, it's grown in a specific area in the Nile Delta. It's the most fertile area of Egypt, and it has the best balance of soil and climate. So they can grow the longest, thinnest, and strongest Egyptian cotton fibers. They say it's very smooth, silky, and lightweight.
Exciting.
Long staple Egyptian cotton is considered one of the best quality cottons, and the Egyptian cotton sheets are very durable. They're going to stay soft after years of washing. Although you need to check the label, some companies will use a small percentage of Egyptian cotton and then they blend it with other types. And right now there aren't restrictions on the requirements. So you might see something that says Egyptian cotton, but it only has a small percentage of the high quality cotton.
Okay.
Pima cotton varieties have long and extra long fibers. They're very strong, durable, and soft. Pima is resistant to tearing, pilling, wrinkling, and fading. Pima Cotton, it's Supima. This is a brand of Pima Cotton. It's extra long staple and it's grown in the U.S. It's considered a premium cotton. Very strong, soft, and it holds color well. So Pima Cotton might be mixed with lower grade cotton, but Supima, if you see that, it's 100% American long staple Pima. The Supima Association was formed in 1954, and they certify the quality of Supima cotton. The Supima Association says Supima cotton is twice as strong as regular cotton. It's softer, it has a higher moisture wicking property, and it's going to keep you more comfortable. So certified cotton guarantees that you're getting what you pay for. There was a study reported by the Wall Street Journal saying 90% of the products labeled as Egyptian cotton wasn't. Applied DNA Sciences did a study on products labeled as 100% Pima, and they found 83% of the products that they tested were partially or completely made of another type of cotton, and almost all had fibers that were much shorter, weaker, and more coarse than 100% Pima. Crazy, huh?
Yes.
Pima Cotton, it's Pimacott, is another brand of Pima Cotton. They use technology from Applied DNA Sciences to verify that their cotton is only Pima Cotton. If you see micro cotton on a label, this is a trademark of a fine thread developed in India. It's long staple, it's soft and absorbent. Organic cotton is grown without pesticides or synthetic fertilizers. They're not using genetically modified seeds, and the farmers usually use crop rotation and add organic matter to the soil to increase the beneficial microorganisms for healthier plants. They use water-based or natural dyes, which is going to be better for your skin if you have allergies or sensitivity to chemicals. If a sheet label says cotton rich, cotton is more than 50% of the blend of materials. And when you're comparing low-cost sheets, cotton rich can be more comfortable and durable than the same sheets where cotton is a lower percentage. Flannel sheets are made out of cotton that's been brushed or combed. It pulls loose the fibers, giving it a soft feel. The fibers are going to trap your body heat, so it's great for cold weather. You can reduce your energy costs. The quality of flannel, though, is measured in ounces per square yard. 5 is good, 6 or more is considered better, but also compare the material, whether it's 100% cotton or a blend or wool or synthetic when you're comparing flannel.
Okay.
Micro fleece is usually made from polyester, and it's processed to have that soft feel of flannel. but it's a synthetic fiber. Polyester sheets are durable and stain resistant. They're low cost. Some manufacturers recommend them for kid sheets, and they trap heat, so they're good in cold weather. A cotton polyester blend is going to be more breathable, and some of the manufacturers say they're going to be softer. One package of sheets that I saw at Bed Bath & Beyond, they said it was a cotton polyester blend, and 23 plastic bottles were used to create these sheets.
Interesting.
It's funny, you wouldn't think that plastic bottles could be turned into something that would be so soft and flexible and comfortable.
Right.
Linen sheets made from flax plants are hypoallergenic, breathable, good for warm weather. They're moisture wicking. They're very durable, long lasting, and they get softer with age, although they say they wrinkle easily. Bamboo sheets are lightweight. Bamboo, like the grass,
I know
the really
what it
large
is.
grass. They're durable, breathable, antibacterial, usually soft, but it depends on how it was processed. And bamboo can be processed into rayon. Some people are concerned with the chemicals used that can be potentially damaging to the environment or air quality. The Federal Trade Commission has ordered companies to remove labels that say eco-friendly bamboo sheets from bamboo that's been turned into rayon. Tencel sheets, it's Tencel. These sheets are made from cellulose fibers from the eucalyptus tree. It's soft, it feels cool, and it pulls moisture away from your skin. But because it can retain moisture, it can actually feel clammy if you sweat. And one article I read said don't use a hot iron on it. Since it's made out of wood pulp, it can burn. Modal, it's Modal. These sheets use fibers from the pulp of the beechwood tree. It's soft, it stays cool, and it's moisture wicking. Silk sheets are made from the continuous silk thread from silkworms when they make a cocoon. Farmers will take the cocoon before the worm turns into a moth. They'll boil it to kill the worm, and then they'll pull the thread from multiple cocoons, twist them together to make a thicker silk thread. The thread from one cocoon can be 2,000 to 3,000 feet long, and it's one continuous filament, which is amazing. Some of the first uses of silk dates back to China around 3000 BC.
Exciting.
Silk sheets are very soft, hypoallergenic, moisture wicking, but they say not excessively, so it's good for people with dry skin. They stay cool in warm weather and warm in cold weather. But some of the disadvantages, they're expensive, they require more care when you're washing, and they can feel very slippery.
Don't you have to hand wash them the first couple times?
Yeah, that's what they recommend. And some manufacturers want you to wash them separately in a little bag in cool water if you're putting it into a machine. So it's a little more complex than just a regular cotton sheet. And silk uses the mummy weight, or it's called the mummy weight for quality. I like to call it the mummy weight. One article I read, 12 to 19 is a good quality. 19 to 22 is very high quality. So the higher the weight, the thicker and more durable the silk thread is.
Okay.
Some sheets have technology built into the material. 37.5 technology, and it's just the numbers 37.5. This uses volcanic sand and carbon from coconut shells that's embedded into the fabric. It's going to help keep your body at an ideal temperature for better quality sleep. So the material is trapping heat energy when you're cold to help keep you warm, and it allows moisture from your skin to escape. It's going to cool you off when you're warm, and that material is moving sweat vapor away from your skin before it turns into liquid sweat, which they say is going to keep you more comfortable than wicking material that only works with liquid sweat. Another technology sheet uses Outlast fibers developed with NASA for astronauts, and it's Outlast. The material helps balance your temperature while you sleep so you don't overheat and sweat or get too cool. The material goes through a phase change. It's absorbing heat at a specific temperature to keep you cooler, and at another temperature, when you cool off, it releases that heat that it absorbed to keep you at a comfortable temperature, and it helps keep you in a deep state of sleep. It also releases sweat vapor before it turns into liquid sweat.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Harvard Medical School says a good night's sleep is going to help your memory, increase your metabolism, improve your concentration, your mood, and your overall health.
Good to know.
When you're comparing sheets, you're going to see different weave types listed on many of the packages, especially for cotton sheets. The two most common are Percale, it's Percale, and Sateen, Sateen. Percale is a simple weave. The threads are running perpendicular to each other, and they're run over and then under the next one. So the fabric looks the same on both sides. It usually creates a matte finish.
Okay.
A Percale weave is going to be breathable, lightweight. It's not going to be as smooth or silky as sateen. It's good for warm temperatures or if you sleep warm. And Percale can be prone to wrinkles. A sateen weave is usually 1 under and 3 over, or 1 under and 4 over, and then under again. It makes the sheet feel smoother to the touch. It has a thicker feel, and it's warmer than Percale, which is interesting, just from the weave. It's a good weave for cooler temperatures. It looks shinier, and it doesn't wrinkle as easy as the Percale.
Okay.
And when I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, they had small samples of the different types of thread count and weave patterns, so you can feel the differences. And it's pretty amazing, just with thread count and a different type of weave, how different it can feel.
Did you use hand sanitizer after you touched these?
Yes. Yeah, I got a pretty good sized bottle in my car. A twill weave has the look of diagonal lines, and
You're not going to spell that?
it's Twill. This will give the look of diagonal lines across the material, a real distinctive pattern or texture to the sheets when you see twill. A jersey weave is actually a knit. So this is made with interlocking loops rather than weaving the threads over and under each other. It creates a real unique feel to the sheets. It allows them to stretch, and they tend to hold more heat than a Percale weave. So it's good for cool weather, and these are wrinkle resistant.
Okay.
Some low-cost sheets can have a polish or a wax in the threads to make it feel soft and smooth. And then after a few washes, it doesn't feel as soft or smooth. So check the label when you're comparing sheets for the cleaning recommendations. It's either going to be machine wash, hand wash, or dry clean. So that helps make a decision. And I read the care instructions on a couple labels for Egyptian cotton. They said avoid detergents with bleach, use a gentle detergent, and wash in cool or cold water, and then dry it with a low temperature in a dryer. A couple of the companies didn't recommend fabric softeners because they say it will dull the finish.
Really?
Yeah, weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The Pima Cotton website said to use warm or cold water to wash Pima Cotton sheets and then dry them on medium or low. Hot water or hot drying can cause shrinking. And then iron it when the fabric is still slightly damp and use...
ironed sheets.
Oh, if you ever guess over. And use steam to remove wrinkles. Ironing can be avoided, they say, by air drying or removing the sheets immediately when they're dry. And don't over dry them because it'll lock in wrinkles. You should be washing new sheets before you use them to remove finishing agents and dyes from the manufacturing. And it also loosens the cotton fibers, so it's going to wick away moisture better in hot weather. If you suffer from allergies, the Asthma and Allergy Foundation says to wash your sheets and pillowcases weekly in hot water, 130 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. And that's going to remove body oils, body products, pet dander, saliva, sweat, and it'll kill dust mites. They say every day you're shedding millions of skin cells, which provides food for dust mites, and the proteins produced by dust mites and their feces can create an allergic reaction. They suggest white and light-colored sheets because they do the best if you have to wash them in hot water for allergies.
Okay.
The Good Housekeeping Institute suggests washing your sheets once every 2 weeks and more often if you're sweaty in hot weather.
Okay.
Measure your mattress and the thickness for the fitted sheets. Look for the pocket size for fitted sheets. You might see 10, 14, 18, or 21. And that's how thick it is.
Okay.
Because many of these memory foam mattresses are very thick. They're not like a standard mattress. And if you're getting sheets for a college dorm, check to see if they have longer than standard sheets, which are in some colleges. Check and compare the warranties and keep your receipt. Some top-rated sheets come from Boll and Branch. It's Boll and Branch, Branch. Parachute, Casper, Brook Linen, Milani, Mellani, LL Bean, Fretta, it's Frettee, and they've been around since 1860.
Wow.
And Wamsuta, they've been around since 1846.
You're not going to spell that?
Wamsutta.
Do you have anything else to add?
Pick a material that feels good and match it to the weave you like. You might want summer and winter sheets depending on your climate. And for bedrooms on the second floor, get quality sheets. The Home Safety Council says only about 6% of homeowners have an escape ladder, and sheets can be turned into a way out of your house. The FBI said in 2012, 2 prisoners in the Chicago Metro Correctional Center escaped from the 17th floor. They tied sheets together and they made a rope ladder and they lowered themselves down to the street.
Wow.
And got away.
Hopefully they caught them.
Crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox, or your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 11 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @FixItPodcast. And you can follow us on Instagram, Fix It Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.